You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. It is Young and the Restless time, and I want to talk about Sharon Newman pulling Adam Newman closer to her. Right now, Sharon has inherited a tech company that she doesn't quite understand what to do with. She considered selling it, but now she may hang on to it and ask Adam Newman to get involved. The big question is whether working together could see Adam and Sharon rekindling their romance. If so, that could trigger reactions in both Nick Newman and Sally Spectra on Y&R. We're going to dig into what's happening and exactly what Sharon wants for Adam and whether or not he will give it to her. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Y&R spoilers, news, and more. All right. So we've been wondering for a while now if Cameron Kirsten is somehow setting up Sharon by leaving her that company. As we saw in Y&R, he left a box full of mementos, his dog's ashes, just weird stuff, and then this company. And it's very much like Cameron to make moves way ahead of how ordinary people think. I mean, it's like he's playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers, especially poor Nick on the CBS soap, not the sharpest spoon in the shed. All right. So while it would make sense for Sharon to sell off the company because she's a therapist who runs a coffee shop and not a business tycoon, she is now rethinking that strategy, rethinking that plan. And then this week on Young and the Restless, Sharon asks if she can merge her company with Adam's new company, which of course is, he's working on a new name for it. It was a strange name. It was like a Destus or something at any rate, but it's McCall Holdings. It's Tucker's company that Victor wound up with. So she asks Adam, can we merge these businesses and like run them together? So this seems like some wackadoo writing that has come out of using the clerical staff or the maintenance guys to write your soap opera scripts during the writer's strike. Nonetheless, because of the WGA strike, and of course, we sympathize with them wanting to be paid what they are worth. However, we also want good soap opera scripts. And this plot is just weird. And these are the cards we've been dealt as Young and the Restless viewers. And spoilers say that Adam could consider setting up shop with Sharon in terms of business. I'm not sure how she's going to have time to make lattes, give therapy to everybody for free, and also run this business with Adam. But bizarrely, she has asked to do that. So maybe one of the maintenance guys who's writing scripts has a thing for Shadam as a couple. We'll see. But imagine Nick Newman's reaction to finding out that Sharon is going into business with his troublemaking little brother, Adam. Because, Nick and Adam have both been married to Sharon, and they've both been involved with Sally Spectra and Chelsea Lawson and Sage Warner. I think the only woman off the top of my head that Nick has ever been seriously involved with that Adam has not had in his bed is Phyllis Summers. I don't think he's had her in his bed. I have to think about that, but I don't think so. Like, they had sort of a vibe when he came back as Spider. He was Spider, not Snake. As Spider, the card shark from Vegas when they recast Mark Grossman. But these brothers, I don't know if they have the same taste in women or they have the same taste in aggravating each other. So there's just a whole bunch of brotherly rivalry when it comes to both business and pleasure. And this offer that Sharon Newman's made could start trouble between them. And even more interesting is that in the mix right now is Nick considering coming to work with Adam at McCall Holdings at their dad, Victor Newman's request. So if Adam does take Sharon up on her offer to merge, what exactly does merge mean? It could mean a couple of things. Well, with Sally Spectra still rejecting Adam, there's no reason that he can't pursue Sharon if he feels that there's a vibe between them and that she might be interested. They were, kind of getting in deep when he first came back, and then they just like threw that away and went in a different direction, put him back with Chelsea, who then wound up, setting him up for attempted murder. So maybe they're circling back around to it at long last. But so are we talking, are they going to merge both their personal and professional lives? Are we going to get Sharon and Adam involved again, or at least considering getting involved again, maybe flirting, maybe heading in that direction? And don't forget that Nick keeps telling Adam to stay away from Sally Spectra, and Adam's been trying to give her space. And at the same time, Nick has been spending a lot of time with Sharon while his girlfriend is busy grieving. Admittedly, Sally has asked him to leave a couple times, just saying that she isn't in a good mood and doesn't want to say things she'll regret. But instead of like pushing through, and saying, I can take it, it's okay, let me be here for you, Nick's like, okay, outie. And he skates, just exit, stage left, he's gone. So, given how much Nick likes to control things, I do think that Nick is not going to want Sharon working with Adam. And of course he'll know about it because he's spending so much time with Sharon again. So based on all this, I expect that Nick Newman is going to move forward and accept the job offer at McCall Holdings so that he can keep an eye on Adam and make sure he's not getting too close to Sharon. But then in his off work time, Nick is going to have to then make sure Adam doesn't get too close to Sally. I mean, is this even really fair? Nick has a girlfriend, Sally, and so it shouldn't be any of his business who Adam is dating, who Sharon is dating, but you can bet that Nick will not want Adam to be sparking any kind of romance with Sharon. But I mean, should any of these people let Nick Newman control who they decide to date? And another question is, will it take seeing Adam getting closer to Sharon to finally snap Sally Spectra out of it? Will she finally realize that Adam is her soulmate and she needs to slide away from Nick and go back to Adam so they can make a rainbow baby? That's what I'm cheering for anyway. But nevertheless, it feels like we're on the cusp of a couple of big couple shakeups coming here, and we're going to wrap this up in 1 second. But if you haven't, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless, spoilers, news, and more. And we'd love it if you'd click a like. So at the same time that Sally Spectra may realize that it's Adam Newman she really wants, Nick Newman may realize the same thing about Sharon. It could be just kind of these big epiphanies for Nick and Sally. And, Nick taking this new job and the Adam-Sharon merger could result in a full-on couple swap on Young and the Restless. Not that Adam and Sharon are a couple right now, but they are going to be two people going into business together, partnering up. And then we've got Sally and Nick on shaky ground, and all spoilers seeming to point to an inevitable split. So are we going to get couple swappage? Are we going to get Sally back with Adam and Nick back with Sharon? I'd like to see it. What do you guys think?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.